Hello everyone and welcome to another BCP library video. My name is Katie and today I'm going to show you how you can draw these dinosaurs. You can either draw along with me or watch the video and draw later, and as always feel free to rewind the video and catch up if you need to. So to start with, you're going to need some paper, a pencil and a pen. I'm using a colour pencil in this video just because it's easier for you to see, but you can use a pencil for your guidelines. So first of all, we're going to draw a T-Rex, and I'm starting off with a nice circle shape for the head and a rectangle just underneath and to the side like this, and you can overlap the shapes because we're going to be rubbing this out later. Then down here we're going to draw another circle and add a leg like this, and then we need to connect the head to the circle leg and then add another leg next to it like this. And then we want to give him some arms, and T-Rex have very small arms, so we just want two little rectangles like this and then add some claws onto the end and add some claws onto the end of his feet as well. And then we need to join this part up to the body and then add a tail like that. And as you can see now, we have all of the shapes in place for our T-Rex. So once you have the skeleton in place like this with your pencil, you can then take a black pen and draw all the way around like I'm doing here. If you don't have a black pen, a black pencil will do fine, or just a normal biro or a Sharpie, that's also fine. It just means that you can rub out the lines later, and you just need to think about what lines would show when you are drawing with your pen, going over your guidelines, because you don't want to go over every single line. You just want to go over the lines that would show in the drawing. So for example, I'm not going to draw around the full circle in the head, I'm just going around the outline of it. So now I'm just adding his arms like this and the little claws. There we go. And now finishing off with a nostril, and then all the way around, and not fully going all the way with the face to the neck, and then adding a smile and some teeth and an eye. And a tip for the eye is to colour the pupil in black, but to leave a little bit of white for the shine of the eye. And now I'm also adding some little stripes along his back, and there we have our T-Rex. So now I'm going to draw a Triceratops. So first of all, we need a circle again. All of these drawings start with a simple circle. Then we want to do this shape here for his head, and then a little rectangle at the bottom here. And then we want to do a circle here, and then join the two shapes and then add the tail. You can see what I'm doing. And then we want to add a rectangle underneath the circle like this for one of the legs, for the back leg, and then a rectangle here for the front leg, and then join the two legs together to make a tummy, and then add two little rectangles behind to make some legs. And then we also want to join the neck to the leg like this. And when you're doing yours, you want to press quite lightly with the guidelines with your pencil so they will erase quite easily, but I'm pressing a little bit harder just so you can see it on camera. And now I'm just adding the horns and just fixing the neck a little bit like that. And then we are now ready to get our black pen. So I'm going to start on the head here, so adding the line and going all the way around that side of the rectangle and the face, and then adding the little horn, and then adding the horns either side here. Then doing the big part of the head. It's kind of like almost like a rainbow on top of the circle, and then adding an eye so he can see. and then adding some little circles to the top of the head like this. They're kind of like little horns. So now we need to do the rest of him, so we're going to do the legs like this. And notice I'm doing each leg separately and going up a little bit into the body and then joining the tummy. And now we're going to do the back legs. There we go. And then do the body and curve all the way round to the tail and join back to the leg. So there we have our Triceratops. I'm just going to add some little scales, some little circles in groups of 3, just in some random places, and then on the feet I'm doing an M on each foot, and that will act as the hooves or the claws that the dinosaur has. So there we have our Triceratops, just adding some more features to the face and a little nostril. So now I'm going to draw a Stegosaurus, and again we're starting with our circle for the head, and then I'm doing a little circle to the side of it like that, and that will be the nose. And then we're going to do a big arch shape, a little bit like a rainbow, but finishing with a tail, but a smaller tail this time. And then we're going to draw our 2 rectangles for the legs. There we go. And then join for the tummy. And then we need to do the back legs and join the neck to the legs, and then we have 2 back legs like this. And then we want to add a few triangles all the way along the back to the very tip of the tail. And now we are ready for our pen, so around the head and then around the nose part of the circle, but not drawing the whole circle, just a bit of it to get the shape. And then we need a nostril, a little smile, and again an eye. There we go. And now we need to join his neck to the legs, and again I'm going over the 2 legs either side and then joining up the 2 legs with the tummy afterwards. And I'm just adding a few little dots as well and giving him an eyebrow. And now we're going to do his back, and we're going to try and do it in one big line like this, one big swooping line if you can, and his little tail, and then we'll do the back 2 legs before we join it up with the tummy like that. And now just got to do the triangles all the way along his back and to the tail. There we go. And now we just need to add the little M's to each of his feet like this, and again adding some circles in little clusters of 3s. And there we have our Stegosaurus. And once you have drawn your dinosaurs, you can rub out your pencil lines and you can colour them in. You can colour them in any colour you like with whatever art supplies you have at home. I'm using my wax crayons, and once I had coloured the base colour in, I used a darker colour just in the bottom, so the bottom of the tummy and down the legs and at the bottom of the tail, just to give it a little bit of shadow. But you don't have to do this, I just like to do this. I like to use more than one colour. This is how you can make your drawings look a little bit more 3D. And I'm colouring the T-Rex's stripes blue. And there's my T-Rex all finished and coloured in. And now we are going to the Stegosaurus. I wanted to do a pink Stegosaurus, and I used orange for the dots and for the triangles. And again, I did a little bit of shading with a darker pink. And now the Triceratops is going to be blue, a nice blue colour. You maybe want to paint yours, colour with colour pencils, use your felt tip markers. It is totally up to you. You can do whatever you want. And here I'm just adding the darker colour just to add a little bit of shadow, and I added a little bit over the arch of his head as well. And once I had drawn my dinosaurs, I cut them out, stuck them onto a big piece of paper like this, and added some leaves. And I also added some little stamps that I have and wrote the names of each of the dinosaurs next to them. So we have T-Rex, Stegosaurus and Triceratops. And I also added some stickers that I made in last week's video. So now it's your turn to draw some dinosaurs.